number of alerts, package alerts, at 3 sites in London. Just getting more clarification of what's been going on. The Metropolitan Police Counter-Terrorism Command has launched an investigation after 3 suspicious packages were received at buildings in London today. They were all A4 size wide postal bags and yellow jiffy bags, and they've been assessed by specialist officers to be small improvised explosive devices. They were at the early stage of the investigation, but they say that they appear capable of igniting and initially small fire when open. Now, the Metropolitan Police Counter-Terrorism Command is treating the instances as a linked series and is keeping an open mind on motives. At 5 to 10 this morning, the Met Police received a report of a suspicious package at the Campus Centre. This is Nelson Road in Hamilton, this is near Heathrow Airport. The package there was opened by staff, causing the device to initiate. This resulted in part of the package burning. No one was injured at that point. The building was evacuated. The specialist officers attended and made the device safe. Then at 20 to midday, British Transport Police recalled reports of a package in the post room at Waterloo station. The package wasn't opened. Specialist officers attended and made the device safe. Again, no one there was injured. And we're also hearing that at London City Airport, a package wasn't opened there. No one injured there. A specialist officer attended and made that device safe as well. So no arrests been made. The motive unclear at this stage, but police are linking 3 devices, one of which went off, but no one injured. This will bring more eyes. Now, a man in Britain has become only the 2nd person in the world to be cleared of HIV after receiving a bone marrow transplant from a donor who was visited.
That's a little bit harder.
Well, Lewis, you mentioned Boots Saturday, and you'll have plenty more on there tonight, 6:10. Thank you very much for that. And Kevin Keane, who, despite that thing about my drive, will now never see it. Anyway, thank you both very much. Right. And if you would like to see more of those stories, you can access them via the BBC iPlayer. And a reminder, we go nationwide every weekday afternoon at 4:30 here on Afternoon Live. Let's get more now on that developing story, the small improvised explosive devices that have been found near 3 major transport hubs in London. The Metropolitan Police Counter-Terrorism Command is investigating. Let's go over now to our reporter, Robert Hall, who is at Waterloo Station. And Robert, we always have to be very careful about how we cover stories like this, but it's quite clear something has gone on today.
That's right. I mean, you're talking about a series of incidents that began just after the morning rush hour and which have continued through the day. Police conducting separate operations at 3 quite dispersed locations. We've been waiting, obviously we've all been asking questions about linkage, what were these devices, and as you hinted in that introduction, we've now begun to get that information and we have it in the form of a statement from the Metropolitan Police. If I may, son, I'm just going to take you through some of the detail from the statement. These packages, say the police, were all contained in A4 size white postal bags containing yellow jiffy bags. Now, they've been assessed, we've had specialist officers here and at the other locations, to be what the police call small improvised explosive devices. They say, the police, that at this early stage, these devices appear capable of an initially small fire when opened. The Met Police Counter-Terrorism Command is dealing with this. They say they are treating the incidents as a linked series. They're keeping an open mind regarding the motives. And let's just remind people of what the sequence was. 9:55, the Met receiver reported a suspicious package at the Campus Centre. That's an office building at Heathrow Airport, or Hounslow to be exact. The package was opened by staff, which meant that the device initiated, obviously causing a small fire, part of the package burning. No one was injured. The building was evacuated, as you'd expect, and the device was made safe. That inquiry is still going on. I should stress at this stage, even with this very first device, these incidents incidents are not near what the police call public-facing areas. So the transport links have continued to operate. 11:40 here at Waterloo, British Transport Police are called to what was described as a suspicious package in the post room, which is just behind me in the cordoned-off area. It wasn't opened. Specialist officers arrived and made that device safe. Nobody was hurt, but the cordons are still in place, as you can see, and there are armed officers and extra police still in the area. 12:10, the third device, a report of a suspicious package at offices at City Aviation House in the Royal Docks in East London. Again, staff evacuated, package not open, nobody hurt, and the building now reopened. So the transport links were disrupted slightly. The Doctors Light Railway was closed down for a short time in the East London incident, but generally speaking, passengers are still using the station, passengers are still using the airport, but this is a very worrying incident, and the Counter-Terrorism Command and British Transport Police are warning people to be extra vigilant. We are now surely always vigilant in public places, particularly on transport links, and this really has highlighted the need for the public to be aware and to tell somebody if they see anything which might be another device.
Because they're warning there could be more devices.
That's right. I mean, there's no talk at the moment of a motive. It's simply that they believe, I presume from the type of device, the type of packaging, that these incidents, these devices were linked. But we don't know why, and we don't know if that's part of something wider which may develop in the coming hours.
Robert, thank you very much. That's Robert Hall there at Waterloo. Now, you're watching Afternoon Live. Mariam is here with the business news, and just a moment, first let's begin the headlines here on Afternoon Live. As you've been hearing, Counter-Terrorism Police have launched an investigation after 3 small improvised explosive devices were found near Heathrow Airport, London City Airport and Waterloo Station. The Met Police Commissioner, Preston Dick, contradicts the Prime Minister, saying there is a link between
some troubling issues.
Counter-Terrorism.
Business investment, businesses are holding back.
It's very comfortable, isn't it? Anyway, goodbye.
Bye-bye, Simon.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you soon.
See what you might think.
I don't know.
We'll see what happens. Thank you. You're watching Afternoon Live. Now, there'll be much more on that news of those 3 small improvised explosive devices found in major transport hubs in London. As we were hearing from Robert a short time ago, the Metropolitan Counter-Terrorism Command is investigating and has now said the packages are being treated as a linked series. The officers found packages near Heathrow Airport in Hounslow, West London, near City Airport in Newham, that's to the east of London, and Waterloo Station, of course, in the middle of London. The incidents occurred within 2 hours of each other. We'll have much more on this in the 5 hour. That's with Hugh Edwards. That's coming up next. Before then, let's have a look at the weather, and that is with Louise Lee. Louise.
Good afternoon. For many of us, we've seen some contrasting weather conditions across the country.
But there is some link between violent crime on the streets, obviously, and police noise. Of course there is.
It's 5 o'clock. Our main story is that in the past half hour, the Metropolitan Police Counter-Terrorism Command has confirmed that 3 small improvised explosive devices were found at buildings near Heathrow Airport, London City Airport and Waterloo Station. The devices, as this early stage of the investigation, police say appear capable of igniting a small fire when opened. Police are treating the incidents as a and they're keeping an open mind, they say, regarding the motives, and no arrests have been made yet. Let's talk to our correspondent Robert Hall, who's at Waterloo with some of the latest for us. Robert, what can you tell us?
Thank you. The cordons here have just come down. This incident happened in the middle of the morning to give some indication of the detail that's been gone into and the fear for a possible threat to the public. We've been hearing about these incidents during the day, but obviously we have to be very guarded until we get some hard facts, and the Metropolitan Police furnished us with those in the last hour or so. So if I may here, I want to take you through just some of the main points. Let's deal with the packages first. The police say A4 size white postal bags containing yellow jiffy bags, and as you say, they were seen as small improvised devices. In fact, the device at Heathrow, which was found at about 5 to 10 this morning, was opened by a member of staff. The package caught fire, nobody was hurt, but the building was evacuated and the package was later made safe. So hence the suggestion from counter-terrorism officers that these are viable, though small, devices. That building, that was Heathrow, is still closed, flights were not affected. Then, at 11:40 here at Waterloo, British Transport Police were told about a suspicious package in the post room, which is in an office just behind me here. Again, specialist officers came, no attempt was made to open it, the building was evacuated, and the device was made safe. And at 12:10, just a short time after, police are called to City Aviation House. That's an office block at Royal Docks in the east of London, and staff were evacuated from there as well. Again, the package made safe, no one injured. But one shouldn't play this down. Transport links are running, no one's been hurt. The Counter-Terrorism Command say there is a real concern. Transport hubs like this, passengers using those hubs must be vigilant.
Robert, many thanks again. Robert Hall there, our correspondent at Waterloo Station in central London, with the latest on that story. And of course, we have more on that story developing. We'll bring it to you right away. But let's move on now to today's other main story, which is the rise in violent crime and the assertion by
Nottinghamshire. A former Labour MP who was jailed for perverting the course of justice over a speeding fine has lost her appeal against the case. Labour says it will now support efforts to trigger a by-election in Peterborough, where Fiona Onasanya is currently representing constituents as an independent MP. The Conservative peer Barons Varsi says the party has a problem with Islamophobia. The Tory peer accused the Prime Minister of burying her head in the sand. A counter-terrorism investigation has been launched after 3 small explosive devices were found in buildings at major transport hubs in London. The Met Police Counter-Terrorism Command say packages were found at Heathrow Airport, London City Airport and Waterloo train station this morning. Let's get the latest now from our correspondent Robert Hall, who's at Waterloo Station. 3 locations, Robert. What more can you tell us?
We've got some sort of sense of the timetable, George. The first alert came at just before 10 o'clock this morning at an office block near Heathrow. The package in that case identical to the other 2. It was in a white plastic envelope, crudely addressed to that office block, containing a jiffy bag, and inside the jiffy bag, what specialists say was a viable device capable of starting a small fire within the Waterloo. An hour or so later, another package in the offices of Network Rail, again crudely addressed, and at lunchtime a third package at another office block near London City Airport. No serious disruption to travel, but very worrying because people could have been hurt. It was lucky that nobody was, and the investigation is now widening. The counter-terrorism, and in the last few minutes, the Irish police, the Gardaí, have said that they are now cooperating with this investigation, George.
Robert, thank you very much. BMW, owners of the iconic Mini
The investigation. Britain's most senior officer, Cressida Dick,